I don't know. I mean, we're coming in a few hours after the action, but I just don't think this was staged like a lot of people are saying it is. I think there's just a bunch of lobotomites who don't want to give the people in power any kind of benefit of the doubt because, well, obviously, politicians are very divisive. And the people in charge, the one leading this country, is probably the most hated politician in modern times. Like, I'll say it, I don't like him. Trump is not a saint. But under no circumstances do I think he deserves to be assassinated, which seems to be the motivation behind this attack. Yeah, the comments aren't on their side at all. Nobody gives a damn.
The shooter? There was a shooter? One second,
Yeah,
guys.
like, I'm not your fucking dad, so I can't tell you what to do. If you think this was abhorrent, all power to you. If you're upset nobody died, you have the right to feel that way, just like how I have the right to judge you for it. I don't agree with most things politicians are doing right now, but that doesn't change the way I feel about this situation. It is a terrifying thing to happen.
So questions will be asked about how someone even got to the lobby. Let's go to Brian
Who
Stelter
died?
and Madi Raju
Luckily
now,
nobody.
who are there
Whoever
for
the
the
shooter
latest on
was
what you are
had
hearing,
the
gentlemen.
worst aim of all time.
And this information,
So
John, that you've
once
been
they fired
reporting
that first
is
shot,
news to most of
Secret
the people
Service
in the
was
ballroom.
quickened to step
Most
into
folks in the
action,
ballroom
from my
do not yet
understanding.
know.
Is the shooter okay? About as okay as they can be in this situation. They didn't lose their life, if that's what you're asking. This isn't like what happened in Pennsylvania. Keep in mind, this was an annual event with tons of very important figures present. Even if Trump's bodyguards were all sent to the back rooms, there were others that would have stepped into action. Because even though it seems like Trump was the main target, that still puts other clients at risk. There's just no world where they would have let the guy finish the job. Caroline Leavitt said shots would be fired that night. So, CNN also ran a story the night before about how would an assassination attempt be staged. It's not like CNN is my go-to for a reliable source of information, but I'm willing to bet the people who do go to them are also the same ones that are calling this fake. There were a lot of coincidences that happened that may or may not have influenced the shooter. I can't say beyond a shadow of doubt, but what I can say is that shots fired is a common idiomatic expression used to indicate verbal attacks against another person, and given that the whole point of this event is to deliver free press between journalists and White House staffers, yeah, some shots will be fired. They're not doing a good job right now. It's just unfortunate that it was taken to a literal degree. I mean, it's not entirely impossible. This could have been staged, but I just don't think that's the case. There'd be so many people you'd have to keep quiet about something like this. Plus, this isn't the first time people cried wolf when talking about assassination attempts on Trump. Hell, this isn't even the second or third time. There have been a bunch of assassination attempts on Trump. Most of them, the suspect was apprehended before the first gunshot, and every single time, a large majority of people were calling it staged. Just another big PR move from the Trump administration. Interesting how Trump seems to get assassinated every time his rating is low. Damn. You got me with the scholar's mate. You're right. No politician has ever been assassinated because they were hated. Why is Trump the exception? This isn't even all the assassination attempts on Trump. This is only for his second presidency. I'm pretty sure there were 2 cases during his first term, but the culprits were apprehended the moment they got to the White House or something. I've never knew about this one, however. Melvin Ng, an officer with the New York's police department, turned up at Ryder Cup golf tournament at Bethpage Black Course in New York, armed and in full tactical gear, pretending to be part of Trump's security detail, U.S. media reported. It was later discovered that Ng was on a sick leave, had no official assignment to be part of the president's detail, and no assigned role at the event. The incident reportedly led to Ng's suspension, pending further investigation by NYPD. Yeah, I don't think there's much to deter the assassination plot yesterday as staged when comparing it to all the other ones that happened. The 2 that ended in death for the culprits, they actually went through on their plan and got close to succeeding. The other 3, nobody got hurt. If the shooter at the correspondence dinner had landed a hit on Trump or anyone there, I feel like the outcome would have been a lot different for them. The 2 that ended in fatality were because one of them managed to hit Trump and the other one crashed their car into Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort while carrying a gas canister and shotgun. Yeah, right here. So, 3 out of 5, they managed to get apprehended and arrested. 2 died. It's, there's not really a lot to say that what happened at the correspondence dinner was so off-putting it had to be staged. It felt like business as usual, which is sad to say. The man accused of opening fire at the Washington Hilton Hotel during the White House Correspondents' Dinner has been identified as Cole Allen, 31, a computer scientist from Torrance, California, who went from designing first-person shooter games to becoming an alleged shooter himself. Not gonna lie, the suspect does feel satirical to a certain degree. A computer scientist who went from designing first-person shooter games to becoming an alleged shooter himself. Maybe it's because I'm reading Fox News, but I half expected them to throw in the classic video games cause of violence. Though I do want to take a look at this game. Hang on. Well, that didn't help at all. Man just wanted to promote his own game. Yeah. Dude played Call of Duty and thought he was qualified to carry out an assassination. But unfortunately, real life is a lot different than the simulation. There were too many variables he didn't account for.